To get others set up for effective virtual piano teaching, I wanted to share the top 3 things that I could not have done without in making lessons work well for my students. With this longer video, it's basically 3 mini tutorials in one, and hopefully you can find some of these tips helpful. And if you have further questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'll try to either answer them right there or make another video to help you guys. So my very first must-have is Zoom. I can't stress this enough. Not only are the audio settings much more customizable for our piano needs than FaceTime, Skype, or Google Meet, but their share screen and whiteboard features are easy and I think a little bit of fun to use. The ability to record each lesson is also a huge added benefit. I think now that more schools and businesses are using the platform, your students and their parents will likely also be more familiar with it now. The basic free plan should be just fine for most people, but I found the Pro upgrade to be worth it, specifically for recording sessions and to be able to use 2 participant videos to offer my students an overhead view. I know there are ways to give multiple angles on one account, but I like that if I'm sharing a screen, I can simultaneously show my fingers while having the students see the music. So here's a demo I made for you guys just to see how easy it is to sign on with 2 accounts. So here I am from my desktop, and then now I'm going to my phone using my shared calendar, the iCal, to access the Meet link, and I'm admitting myself the same way I would admit my students later on. And I remember to flip the camera, and now I'm positioning it up on the tripod. And this is without zooming in, but for most of my students, especially the younger ones, I zoom in so that they can have a clearer view of my hands. And make sure you put in gallery view and original sound, and then you're ready. 30 seconds, that's it. So that brings me to my second must-have, an overhead camera. Especially for young students who are still just understanding the note names or varying registers on the piano, this angle makes virtual lessons even better than in-person lessons. With this visual, they can also improve hand and finger position by viewing their teacher's hands the way they view their own. This was the main thing I spent money on when setting up my home studio. For this setup, I bought the K&F tripod, which was about $150. But if you already have a tripod, you can look to get a metal ball head, which you can get for under $50. I really feel like that was what helped me get the right angle to see the full keyboard. And I paired that with a $15 video rig that you can get on Amazon to hold the phone. Finally, the last thing is a digital music library or just your scanned scores. At my busiest, I had 30-some students to teach virtually in a week, varying from kindergarten through 12th grade, and all their varying books were scattered on the floor surrounding my bench or all over the piano. So I've tried to organize my physical music library in a more manageable way, but it is a little bit too difficult to manage quickly from lesson to lesson or just within the lesson itself. So to keep track of the markings that we've discussed in our lessons, I think it's really best to have a unique copy specific for each student's problems. So with that, I scanned a lot of the music I needed for my students using the TurboScan app on my phone. Now, I think if you search for it now in the App Store, it'll be TurboScan Pro. I think the regular free version, I don't quite know how good it is, but I do know with just the one-time fee, the Pro app gives you everything you need. So here you can see there's a lot of flexibility. You can, once you take the photo, you can move around the margins or the borders a little bit to reframe it. And then when you're ready, you can just go ahead and share it. Especially if you have Apple products, you can AirDrop it in seconds. So you can rename the document with the composer, title, and student name so you can search for it quickly. And now it's ready to be marked up at the lesson, and you can share the screen to show your students exactly where and how to mark up their own music at home. I really love this because instead of having to say, all right, let's take a look at the second measure, right hand chord, we need fingers 1 and 5, and then move down a couple of measures, find the last note. You can just go ahead and say, hey, take a look at my music. Does your music look like my music? I think you can tell that obviously there are other must-haves like a steady internet connection or a good microphone. If I needed a fourth or fifth must-have, I might include having a shareable calendar like iCal or Google Calendar, so I can manage all of the scheduling issues and to go from Zoom call to Zoom call quickly. My fifth would have to be having Bluetooth earbuds. So I can move with freedom because I've definitely had many experiences with having the earbuds connected to my computer and coming to the piano and having to kind of keep my head kind of leashed to my computer setup. So the Bluetooth headphones definitely do give you a little bit more freedom to move accordingly. I did find that, especially if you're working with pre-college students, the current 3 must-haves go a long way to make the visual experience of virtual lessons more engaging and structured. So I hope some of this is helpful for you and you can start enjoying your virtual lessons.